My name is Marilyn, and I'd like to welcome you to the Porch.
Hi, and welcome to the Porch. Today I'm going to show you a few items from Nancy Halverson's newest book, Acorn Hollow, and we have a few samples made up for you here. We'll start with these over here, small quilts. This one is Give Thanks, and it involves some handwork also along with a little bit of quilting. Then if you want to get away from the quilting part and just do handwork, she also has a version like this. She did two versions of Come Sit for a Spell. This one's a little bit larger and has some quilting, and then this one is all stitchery. She also did these two, Harvest Blessing and then Trick or Treat. And she also has some Trick or Treat bags. This one is with the pumpkin on, and this one here is with the ghost on. And what she's used to make these are towels, and we have the whole line of towels, and I brought some of them out here for you to see. This is not all of them, but just a small portion. So today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and simple trick-or-treat bag. We want to start out by using steam-a-seam, which we've talked about before, and you simply take your steam-a-seam, trace your patterns, like I've got it here, take this off, and then press it onto the wrong side of your fabric, and then you're going to cut it out. I like to use the Sulky 12-weight thread. It's a little bit heavier and it looks a little bit nicer. It looks more like a hand-done project that way. But if you decide to use this thread, remember to use the size 16 top stitch needles, otherwise your thread's going to be breaking. We're going to make the trick-or-treat bag using the Frankenstein. As you can see, I've already got everything already fused on. I've also blanket stitched it down. So at this point, you're just going to take your towel and turn it right sides together, and we're simply going to stitch a seam, a half-inch seam down the side and along the bottom. What's really nice about using a towel, you have all your edges are finished on the inside of your bag, so you don't have to worry about going back and zigzagging them or serging them. When I get down to the bottom, I'm just going to pivot and make my corner. And then we're going to back stitch. Now we have our bag inside out, and to make our bottom, we're simply going to bring the side seam. If you can see, it's lining up with the side seam is lining up with the bottom edge of the seam we sewed in on the towel. We're going to go back and approximately a couple inches from the point, and we're going to sew that straight across. And then we need to do that on the other side. So again, this is the bottom seam, and we're going to take it and we're going to lay it out flat and stitch it across here. Now if we turn our bag right side out, we have a nice bottom, as you can see here, and all we have left at this point is to put the handles on. And we want to start with two strips of fabric that are approximately 4 inches wide and 18 inches long, and we're going to fold it right sides together and give it a press. And then we're going to sew a half-inch seam from here about halfway down, stop, and leave an opening approximately 4 inches wide, and then finish and go all the way down. Make sure you clip your corners and trim your seams, and then you're going to turn it inside out. And I've already done that here. And this is where my opening was. So I've turned it, and now I've pressed it again, so I've got some nice sharp corners. At this point, you want to take your handle and fold it in half again, leaving about 4 inches at each end open, and we're going to stitch this much down. And then move my needle over so I'm right on the very edge. This makes your handle a little bit easier to grab. So as you can see, I've lessened my width by about half the amount. So then all we need to do is take our handle and put it on the outside, and that's for decorative reasons. I'd pin it about 1 inch or so down. And we'll take the other side and do the same. And then all I do is sew all the way around, and then I make an X in between the box that I've just sewn. And all you have left then to do is add any embellishment you'd like, the eyes, the nose, ears, whatever you want to do there. Makes a really nice bag, and it's one that isn't going to break when the kids are out trick-or-treating. If you have any questions or would like to see more about what's going on here at the Porch, stop by. We're located 2 miles west on Highway 10. See you at the Porch.
Hi, I'm Russell Richter here at Fieldstone Gardens in Frazee, Minnesota for the Fieldstone Gardener. Today I'd like to talk to you about some of the spring flowering shrubbery that grows around this area. They're blooming now or have bloomed or will bloom. The first ones I'd like to talk to you about are the azaleas. They're just starting to bloom now. Azaleas like kind of a shady area, good moisture, made a little more acid type soil. So when you do plant azaleas, make sure that they have a lot of peat worked into the soil and to hold the moisture, and that it's shady, and make sure that the soil does hold good moisture. Azaleas don't do well in a sandy soil or a real porous soil that drains real well. But as you can see, they do come in lots of different colors. This is a pink. This pink one is fragrant, very fragrant, and this orange one here is just starting to bloom, but that is not fragrant. They also come in kind of a lighter pink, white, yellow. The height-wise, they probably get about this high, about 3 to 4 foot. That's about as big as they do get around here. Azaleas around here, they bloom first, and then they get their leaves. They are deciduous, which means they will drop their leaves in the fall. They're not an evergreen. The evergreen azaleas are not hardy around here, but they do fairly well. Just make sure that they have good moisture and a shady area. Another one that is just starting to bloom or are ending are the lilacs. This is a double white one. You know, they come in lots of different colors. You know, pinks, whites, lavenders, double and single. Lots of different sizes, anywhere from about probably 4 or 5 foot on up to about 12 foot. Just depends on your variety or whatever you get. And the different varieties bloom at different times. Probably the last lilac to bloom around here is a Japanese tree lilac. That gets fairly tall, probably up about 20 foot. That's more of a tree, has a white flower. That blooms probably the last year lilacs to bloom. But if you're looking for something for a barrier, lilacs do real well. They grow fast and will fill out fairly fast. And they do like full sun, and like I said, they do come in lots of different sizes. So the smaller ones, if you're looking for a lilac, the small varieties do real well for in your yard. Another one I'd like to talk to you about is Weigela. This is a flowering shrub. They've got kind of tube-shaped flower. This is pink flowered. It probably gets about 3 to 4 foot tall. Most of the Weigelias will have a heavy bloom early in the spring or midsummer, and then have a few flowers throughout the season. But Great shrub for hummingbirds. Very showy, easy to take care of. So if you're looking for something that blooms a little bit more, the Weigela do real well. They also come in white, pink, and red color. They do like the full sun. So that's some of the shrubbery we do carry around here at Fieldstone Gardens. And those are the ones that would be blooming now. Another thing, if you're looking for something blooming, are the flowering crabs. They're probably just done blooming now in your yard. These are a little bit later here blooming. They come in, you know, pink, reds, whites. Smaller tree, probably get about anywhere from 15, 20 feet tall to about as wide. Some have small fruit for the birds. So if you like the birds, the robins do like the apples, so they do attract the birds. So that's something that you can have if you're looking for something blooming in your yard for this time of the year. So until next week, I'm Russell Richter here at Fieldstone Gardens in Frazee, Minnesota for the Fieldstone Gardener.